Hello there. The other night I had some really fun and awesome PvP matches, and I thought I'd share them with you, along with some commentary on what exactly is going on in the matches to make them what I would consider high level play against really good opponents. So first I'm going to show the videos at full speed, and then I will go back through the videos at a slower speed and explain move by move what is going on, what I am thinking, and what I believe the opponent is thinking. Okay, and here's going to be our first fight. It's going to be straight sword versus great sword. Rolling attack into miss parry, followed by a rolling attack by him. He comes into jumping attack, which I miss, and then here is another jumping attack, which misses. Now I roll in and get punished by his attack, and I'm able to attack as he rolls away. So here comes in miss parry, but I punish it with an attack. Here I bait him into a roll and catch him as he comes out of it. And then here is a fire snake, which he dodges well. So there I jumping attack before him. And right here, there, we both backstep, I don't attack, and then I capitalize on it and I'm able to punish him. Okay, so let's go through that fight a little bit more slowly this time. So first off, we have my rolling attack, which he attempts to parry, which is a good move. Rolling attacks are usually pretty easy to parry, but he had the added difficulty of trying to parry with a great sword. So then I roll away, he rolls after me and goes for his rolling attack, which is good because I'm coming out of my rolling animation. There's really no chance of me being able to attack him or parry him. So that was just pretty much a win-win scenario for him. Either he gets the hit off, or he was able to safely attack there. And then, so I swing, and he does his jumping attack to punish that, but the jumping attack has been started too late, and I'm able to roll out of it. And then I try to backstab him, but just like the jumping attack, I'm just a little bit too late on it, and he rolls out of it. So then again, I swing, he tries to get punished with a jumping attack, but I make sure not to spam swing, I just swing once, and I'm able to dodge out of the way of the jumping attack. Now, I do a roll, and he's quick to realize that I'm probably going to that I'm rolling right towards him, and so he initiates his attack about halfway through my roll, and it's pretty much a guaranteed hit for him. And that was a pretty good move by him. And then I followed up by dodging with my rolls, but notice how I position my rolls so that I stay close to him. I don't just roll straight away, I kind of like roll around him. And I'm able to get a hit off on him once his roll is finished. So now we've backed up, getting our distance again. I run up to him and he does the parry, which is good instinct. You know, if someone runs up to you, good chance they're gonna parry. I rolled away, which is unnecessary. I could have paused half a second and then attacked, and that would have been a good way to counter that parry. But I do hit with the two-handed attack. And then I make sure not to swing more than twice, because when he gets out of his, he's going to try to, out of his roll, he's going to try to attack me, and I dodge that. Okay, so I baited him into a rolling attack, and I was standing to his side when he got out of the roll. So my attack there was safe. Because if he did a rolling attack, he would have attacked straight ahead, and it would have missed me. So me baiting him into a roll attack like that, and then attacking as he's coming out of his roll, is very safe, because there's absolutely no way he could try to punish me with an attack. All he could do is try to roll again and hope that my timing's off and I miss. And so here is Fire Snake by me, which he blocks, and he goes, instead of trying to go for a punish, he just backs right on up and gets distance, which is a good choice against the Pyromancer because they could have Combustion as a backup. And then we were both kind of thinking the same thing. We're both jumping distance apart from each other, so we thought, hey, let's jump and attack each other. I got mine off first, though. So that was just sort of bad timing on his, bad luck. And then this is, I'm proud of. So we both do the backstep attack. We both have the same thought to do the backstep, but I realize that if I do anything, it's going to be a bad move. If I do my attack, he's going to hit me with his weapon, and likewise, if I try moving around, I'm going to waste an opportunity. So I let him attack, I let him miss, and then I go in for the strike after he's missed. And you can see I land off like 2 good hits, and then I'm able to get the fireball as he's Forbidden Sun as he's rolling away. And so that was just a great match of us playing at a high level where we're making our own moves, but also trying to counter each other's moves and what we think we're going to predict the other person is doing. Okay, so normally in any sort of competitive play, there are three levels of knowledge that you need to go through as you become better. The first level of knowledge is just knowing what you can do. Or knowing kind of like what you should do, what you can do. So just kind of knowing your weapon's moveset, and just saying you can walk up to a guy and hit him. You can do that. The second level is being able to predict what your enemy's gonna do. So you can just walk up and attack, but most likely your opponent's gonna roll away or do something to kind of avoid getting hit. And then the final level of knowledge is knowing what your opponent thinks you're going to do. So basically predicting their prediction. And so this can be shown off by you walk up to someone to attack, they do the backstep, and then at this moment they're probably thinking that you walked up to attack, they are dodging with the backstep, and then so they're going to do a backstep attack to hit you. And now that you know that they're going to do a backstep attack, you can figure out some way to counter that, whether it be a parry or a dodge or attacking with a weapon will beat them. So to actually get to a level where you're learning and improving from your PvP playstyle, you want to focus on not only predicting what your opponent's going to be doing, but predicting what they're going to be doing based on what they will predict you are about to do. And so in order to do that, you need to be able to know what you can do, know your own range of your weapon, because that's what they're going to be reacting to, and you want to counter their reactions as best you can. Okay, second fight, Straight Sword versus Elan Sword, Bewitched Elan Sword. So again, this fight's going to be first at full length, at full speed, and then again slow down. So right off the bat, attack into an attempted behind the backswing. A few heavy hits that I dodge. Rolling attack, which I try to catch him in. And a few more heavy swings by him. Here, dodge the rolling attack. And again, this time I'm able to hit him out of his rolling attack. Here he comes in again, doesn't do the rolling attack, but instead tries to go for a backstep attack. here's heavy into heavy, which I'm able to get in after his heavy and attack. Now here is my own flurry of heavy, which he tries to punish, but is just a little bit too late. And then a lucky fire snake right here. That was a very lucky fire snake. And again, striking in after the strong. That was wonderful follow-up by him, predicting that I would go for the attack on his back. And then I didn't do the rolling attack there, because he does a backstep to try to counter. More knives coming out. A fire snake, which hits right as he was stuck in throwing knife animation. And then here, trying to get running attacks off, a backstep which misses, and here comes the killing blow, and falls off the edge, stuck, throwing knives hit the rock, switch to a bow, but is just a little bit too late, and dead. Okay, so once again, let's go through that a little bit more slowly. I dodge his first attack and go for just a regular attack at his back, which he is able to roll out of. I then follow up with a jumping attack, but is initiated too late. Usually doing a jumping attack when someone is rolling away is a good way to score a hit off. And then he tries to capitalize on my missed jumping with an attack, but it's just too late. So here comes the roll, which he double rolls because he realized he was in that would put him in a vulnerable position. Maybe it seemed like halfway through that roll he realized that it was a mistake, and so he rolled again and is able to dodge my attack. And then he swings back at me with his longer reach weapon. So I roll away, he chases me with a roll and does a rolling attack to hit me, which I know is coming, so I roll again to dodge it. And then here comes another roll, and then this time I'm getting off the attack because he tries to attack me out of his roll, but I've already swung, and so I hit him first. And then he rolls and I back up and commit a heavy attack in case he would to. That was in case he would come at me again, but he doesn't. He backs up himself. So now he does a strong attack with a follow-up strong attack, which is very strong and easy to catch people in. But I am able to come in after the strong attack and get a few hits in. And he dodges my Forbidden Sun. I do a strong attack in case he were to walk up. Notice that I initiated that strong attack outside the range of his R1 attack, so that if he were to do a rolling attack, that would be a safe move. I wouldn't have gotten hit. But if instead he tried to just walk forward, then it would have hit him. So I dodged this next attack. He glances me with the follow-up, and so that was a good follow-up to do there because I had already expended stamina. And then this was a bit of a miss by him on his rolling attack, where it was just to the side of me and my fire snake is able to catch him. So I back up, and again he just throws out an attack. I'm outside of his range, but when I initiate my attack, then I step into his range and hit him. And then I bait him into a rolling attack, which I dodged because I knew he was going to do. And then again I was going to hit him in the back, but he followed up his attacks and turned around like that and landed in some great hits. And then throwing knives are good. See there, notice I rolled in, he baited me into a rolling attack. And rather than attack him with my rolling attack, which I would, in most situations I would lose, In most situations, he would get off his attack before me and hit me and kill me. So instead, I backed up. And notice, he did a backstep attack, which would be a direct counter to my rolling R1. If I had attacked, I would have whiffed. His backstep attack would have definitely hit me and killed me. But instead, I back up, and he whiffs his backstep attack, and then I try to capitalize with a spell. Which I could have done with a jumping attack, but I felt that the spell was a little bit safer. And then some more throwing knives, which is risky for just this reason of me getting the fire snake off. When you get a throwing knife, someone can quickly run in and hit you or get a spell off. Throwing a throwing knife when you're within, like, very close to weapon distance is really risky. Sometimes it pays off, but a lot of times it doesn't. So notice that I did my throwing knife where he was far enough away to where I'm pretty sure a jumping attack wouldn't have hit me, but he went for the rolling attack to try to punish me for, still, because I was still in range of his rolling attack, but I'm able to dodge out of it. And then more throwing knives at him. I'm doing rolling attacks, throwing knife, which I backstep through. And then so here is the losing blow. He rolls and does a whiffed rolling attack, and I see this as an opportunity to win the game. It's like, okay, he just missed his rolling attack, so now I'm gonna roll into him and do a rolling attack of my own. But I whiff and then just fall down the cliff. And so if I hadn't fallen, this fight still could have gone either way. We were still very much back and forth. I throw off a throwing knife, but it hits the rock. And so then I try to switch to the bow, but not fast enough. He hits me with a throwing knife, and game over. And that was an amazing fight. I love that fight. Okay, now I have some extra fights. These ones I'm not going to go over in slow motion and talk in detail. I'm just going to talk about what's happening as they're happening, because they're not as high level. Just, you'll see what I mean. So here I'm working into a couple people who are already fighting. So I'm just going to take up a position and watch. So we have a jester wearing katana user with dark, also casting soul shower, and then we have a guy with crossbow, the miracle casting shield, and rapier. So here we have katana versus rapier, battle of two evils here. And I think that was a miss by that katana. It made the sound, but I think it missed. But the rapier user is getting off some nice hits, attacking pretty much only when the katana user is vulnerable. He is doing a lot of rolling, though. I would say they're both doing a little bit too much rolling. Although, you do have to dodge that soul shower, and that makes it difficult. Taking in some good hits with the crossbow. That's just pretty much free damage for him. And then the soul showers continue. And then boom, a very good Heavenly Thunder, which does good damage. And then that was kind of a bad trade. And then katana user backs up, takes an arrow to the face, and then heals. I mean, he was very close to death with that last crossbow hit, but I mean, whatever, I guess they heal. And then they both heal. So, I don't know what's going on here. This might just be like a friendly thing, or maybe they're both healers, I don't know. And then so this guy switched out gestures. For some reason. Maybe he felt bad about healing. I don't know, but yeah, he took off gestures. And then, you know, the spells. Okay, and then now you gotta feel bad for Rapier user, because he is taking a shower, that's for sure. He got dirty, and now he's gotta take a shower. And that is just not a good way to lose a fight. Like typically a soul shower is it's a setup for another spell. Like it staggers you so then you would get another spell, but that was just soul showers all day. Okay. So now I think I got this guy. Now I'm feeling pretty confident because I think I can dodge the showers. And so yeah, running attack. He's able to get hit off. Swinging at the air. So am I. But I get a jumping attack, but he still gets his attack off. And then boom, I just missed that attack and he capitalizes. So that one was lost pretty quickly. I think I just needed to just be closer. I think the aggression level is fine, but yeah. Okay, now here's a next fight against a Rapier user. And so I try to get an initial hit off before that thing procs, but I missed. And then get hit by this spell, that's a good spell. And then the okay, so that was a good hit. And then Soul Shower, which I don't dodge. But that was a good jumping attack. And then I land off the parry. And Fire Snake for the win. Now she should have rolled towards me to dodge that Fire Snake, but she didn't. And then I think this is the last fight versus... No, this isn't the last fight. So this is Don't Touch Me. Big old turtle. Big old sword. So that was going to be a backstep attack, but he missed the timing. Here comes an unlocked swing, which I knew about. And then there. See, dodge, but I stay close so then I can hit him. And then he's able to get that attack off. Now I should stagger him because I'm two-handed, but whatever. And then nice follow-up attack. And then, yeah, wow, that hits me. Like, I was almost another sword distance away, but you know, sometimes lag just happens. Okay, now this is the last fight versus Jonathan. So there we just kind of trade a hit, which favors me. And then he pulls out a katana, which is a surprise. He gets some great hits off. Predicted my attack and tried to parry, so I didn't attack. There I'm able to catch him in his attack. Fire Snake, which again he dodges towards me and is able to dodge. And it is a great parry stance attack. Knew that was going to come out first. And then, boom, I get the parry off because I predicted a rolling attack. And there you go. That's all the fights I have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed them. And I'll see you next time.